There is always something new to talk about at Lush, and this time we are talking about naked skincare. We use the word naked a lot at Lush, partly in part because you are naked when you're using a lot of these products, but it's also to describe a signature style. And what we mean by naked is that it is unpackaged with no need for synthetic preservatives or a bottle to throw away or to recycle. It really is just out there, easy for you to use in kind of its purest form. So that's what we mean by naked. About 70% of our shop is naked, so that's why we have that signature smell when you're walking down the street and you're like, I can smell a Lush nearby. It's because there are so many products that are unpackaged, just like sharing their essential oils with the world. We were lucky enough earlier this spring to get some brand new products in the shop, and it is centered around naked skincare. So we have a cleanser, which is actually a brand new kind of a product that we've never seen before. I'm going to show it to you here in just a minute. We have some naked cleansing balms, and we also have naked facial oil. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about how they're different, how they work, and who might like what. So first, let me introduce you to some of the different kinds of products that we have. The first one we have are naked cleansing balms, and we have 5 different ones to choose from, which are really exciting. What they are they're like little pats of butter, and they use all different kinds of butters and oils and waxes to make those bases. So it might be maru butter, Elipe butter, jojoba oil, cocoa butter, shea butter, olive oil. There's a ton of different oils and butters that come together and then blend along with some waxes like Japan wax or carnauba wax to give that creamy, melty base. So what that's gonna do is it's just going to melt onto the skin. You basically just pick up the bar and kind of melt it on, or you can also just warm it up in your hands and then use it like you might use something like Ultra Blend, if you're familiar with that. So you just kind of melt it on, you can melt your makeup off, and then you just take it off with a hot washcloth, or you could take it off with like cotton pad and toners, but I like hot washcloth because it just feels like really thorough when you're done. So what that's gonna do is it's gonna pick up the dirt and oil, it's gonna melt away the makeup, and you're left with a really deep, thorough cleanse. So it's similar to like a cold cream kind of a thing, like an Ultra Blend, but just in a solid form. Now on to the naked facial oils. So these ones, they almost look like a little mini massage bar, or if you're used to seeing, I've got Full of Grace here, if you're used to seeing that, it kind of is almost expanding on this idea. So what you do with these is the same way that you would use the cleansing balm, except you don't have to wash it off. So you can use this bar and just pick it up and melt it on. You can also warm it up in your hands and just put it on like you would a facial moisturizer, and then you can just leave it there. These are also really, really good for doing some facial massage. If you've got like one of those Jade rollers, speaking of, this is called Jade roller, then you can really get like a good massage in with one of these. It basically is just like a solid serum or a facial moisturizer. And then the last thing, I'm just gonna highlight this one because it is so weird and cool and special. We have one brand new kind of product. This is 7 to 3. If you have used 9 to 5 before, that is a Dove Orchid and almond oil cleanser that works very much like a cleansing milk kind of. And this is almost like kind of like a solid version of that. It's actually called 7 to 3 because 9 to 5 are like office hours, but 7 to 3 are actually manufacturing hours. So what you do with this, and it kind of like, look at the texture of it, kind of feels like a Chinese bun, kind of almost like a little pancake that you would like pick up and eat with. But what it's made with is a little bit of carrageenan seaweed and some powders in there to give it this texture. And actually a cool little note about the shape too. They were thinking about how to make that shape. What they ended up doing was taking one of our black pot lids and then just pouring the mixture into the lid, and then you had that shape. So it's just like super clever. So what you do with this is you get it wet, you massage it onto the skin, and then you wash it off again with just like you can rinse it off, or you can use like a hot washcloth or cotton pad and toners, whatever you want to do. The cool thing about this one is it has a really finely ground cannellini bean in there. So it's giving you like this very gentle exfoliation as well. So you can work it up in your hand, but I like to use the wipe because you can feel a little bit of that texture. This is one of the coolest things I've ever seen us do, and it's really, really user friendly. It's actually lasts, oh gosh, I've used mine probably 20 times at least, and it still looks pretty much like this. So it's way more durable and long lasting than this might let on. So give this a try. It will totally astound you. So we got 5 of these different naked cleansers and 5 different naked facial oils and serums. I can just very quickly run down them for you, so that might help a little bit. First one we have is Jade Roller. This one is mint and a little bit of geranium. This one is really good because it has that refreshing feeling. So this one is especially good to do some nice facial massage as you're working it around. It just feels good, it smells good, and it's giving you that freshness. It also has some little mung beans in there, so as you're starting to wear it down, you can actually massage with that bar and get a little bit of extra texture, which is really cool. So then we have Sleepy Face. First of all, how cute is this? Sleepy Face is a bar that has cocoa butter, but it also has lavender and a little bit of oat milk. So you can imagine things like lavender and oat milk are going to be for soothing the skin and really helping to give a very gentle cleanse. So if your skin is a little irritable or sensitive, this would be a great one for you. Let's check out Gritty Politti. This is a great one. Instead of just doing it on my hands, I really love to use the bar with this one. It's the only one that has some scrub. It has some coconut shell in there, and so you can really feel a nice, fine, even polish with this. It has rosewood, sandalwood, vetiver, and benzoin in the essential oils. So if you think about how those work together, those are really good for soothing the skin and also just kind of like comforting it. That benzoin is really good for protecting the skin. So it's a very serene perfume, very lovely earthy perfume. And it has some kokum butter in it, which is actually kind of like an Indian fruit. That's a new ingredient that we've been using, but it has a really great kind of almost like coconutty, earthy scent to it with that nice scrub. Let me show you Teetotaler. This one is, you gotta trust me on this one. This one is made for oilier skin types or a little bit of troubled skin because it has tea tree, sage, rosemary, lemongrass. Those ingredients are all going to help to fight breakouts. And it's got also a little bit of witch hazel extract, which is really good to soothe the skin. So this one is the one that you want if you want to kind of like balance out some of the oils in your skin. I know it's gonna feel weird to use like a buttery cleansing balm to do that, but trust me on this, that oil attracts oil, and then you just take the whole thing off with a hot washcloth and you're feeling so good afterwards, I promise. Lastly is Like a Virgin. This is the most simplistic of them, and I do have a recommendation that the person who invented this, Ali, he says this one is the best. This is my personal favorite as well. Super simple base, just a little bit of jojoba, a little bit of extra virgin olive oil, and a little bit of lemon. So that lemon is just going to be nice and refreshing, but this is a really simple, simplistic cleanser that anybody can enjoy. Let me tell you a little bit about the naked facial oils too. With all of these, a lot of it is just about preference and what kind of scent and what kind of texture you enjoy. So I'll just tell you a little bit about each one. This is Light Touch. It has a light touch, and it has some really nice soothing ingredients like chamomile, meadow foam, which is a really lovely, almost kind of like a daisy-like flower, and some Irish moss. So it's giving a really nice, soft feeling on the skin. It's actually blue because it has spirulina in it, and that is a lovely natural ingredient that's very nourishing and soothing to the skin. This is Argan. It has that lovely rose argan scent that everybody loves. Of course, this bar has argan in it. How could it not? But it also has some really lovely things like geranium, rose absolute, and some fresh date and date syrup, and that is just going to provide a really nice humectant kind of a quality like something like honey might have. So this is a rake rim that's a little thicker, so it's going to give you like a little bit more of a rich texture on the skin. I think this one is my personal favorite. This is Banana Skin. It has this really great combination of enzymatic exfoliation, so some alpha hydroxy acids with banana and the banana skin tincture. So that combined with some mango butter, and it has a little bit of tapioca starch, give you this really fresh, radiant, but still matte feeling. I think this one is the one that's been calling out to me the most. I have like a whole tray of them at home, but I keep going back to that Banana Skin. This is Amazon Primer, and it is a primer. So it is giving you a lovely matte finish. It's called Amazon Primer because it has some lovely ingredients from the Amazon, like kupuasu butter, got some maru, it's got some androba oil. Those are all kind of love from the Amazon. And then it has a little bit of arrowroot powder, and that's what's giving that nice matte finish. So it's hydrated and matte and ready for some makeup. And then we got our old classic Full of Grace. This one has been in the shop for years now, but definitely fits in with this range for sure, so I thought I would cover it. This is an almond oil cleanser that's giving that really nice, soft, supple feeling of almond oil, but it also has some calamine powder in it. So kind of like Amazon Primer, it's giving you that lovely moisture, but with a nice, soft, velvety, powdery finish with the calamine. This one also has some rose petal infusion in it, and it's literally just like red rose petals in hot water. So that's, I mean, just how lovely is that? That's gonna help to make the skin a lovely even tone. And it also has fresh portobello mushrooms in it. Those are really high in selenium, which is a really great antioxidant to keep the skin functioning in a nice, healthy way. These cleansing balms are oil-based or butter-based, and so that's a little bit different than a soap-based cleanser because it's not producing any foam at all. It really is just melting the dirt and oil away while leaving the skin really nice and soft. So instead of having a foaming base where you're using soap to pick up dirt and oil and wash it away, that's gonna leave like a little bit more of like a squeaky clean feeling, but these are gonna leave a really soft, gentle cleanse on the skin. You can still remove that product totally and feel super fresh. It's not like it's leaving a residue on the skin, but it's just a different way of cleansing that is a very gentle but deep cleanse. Let's talk about how to take care of these products. The cool thing about Naked products is that there's no water content in them, and so they're really keeping bacteria formation away because there's just nowhere for it to grow. So that's a really good thing. That means that that product is gonna stay nice and clean and hygienic for you. I would recommend keeping it in something like this. I mean, I literally keep mine on a sushi plate at home in my bathroom, so you can do what you like, but these, especially these oval tins, just really nicely fit a couple of products. This is how I travel. I have like my 2 products and then a 7 to 3 that I take with me. So that's a really easy way to do it. They are a little melty, so I would say that once it starts getting hot outside, like if you're putting it like on the sunny windowsill in your bathroom, they might get a little bit melty. You can still totally use it. It's just not gonna hold its shape as well. To take care of 7 to 3, again, I find it to be super durable, like way more durable than you think. So what I have in my bathroom is an old pot lid, and I just use it in the shower, and then I just throw it on the pot lid and it just dries up. So it's a really easy way to take care of it. Keep it dry. You don't want it like sitting in a puddle of water or it's just gonna like disintegrate, but it lasts and lasts and lasts. I swear, you're gonna be shocked by this. Those are the newest additions to the Naked family. Going Naked is great. It's good for the environment, it's easy to use, it's fun, and you're gonna have a really great effect from it as well.